Well, you saw the worst, now for the best. While I really tore into Logan in the last video, I am a really big fan of his channel. With the last video, there were only about 2 entries that I was considering that didn't make it onto the list. With this video, there were almost 10 of them. So in other words, I had a lot more videos to choose from for the best list than I did for the worst list. If that's not a good sign about the quality of Logan's videos, then I don't know what is. Same rules as last time apply for this list. The range of videos that are eligible for this countdown goes from the Call of Duty Blackout all the way up to the Past Machine. You hear that range right there? Pay close attention to it. If a really good Super Mario Logan video comes out while I'm in the middle of making this, I don't want a bunch of people coming and asking why it's not on here. Now that we have all the formalities out of the way, let's begin. www.SuperMarioLogan.com. The Ring. This video's sort of all over the place. Basically, Mario's planning on proposing to Rosalina, but she shows up before he intended, so he has Jeffy hide the ring, but Jeffy throws it into the cheesecake that Chef Pee-Pee's cooking and Shrek ends up eating it. So Mario needs to get the ring out of Shrek's digestive system, but Shrek's been constipated for a long time. So Mario resorts to some pretty drastic measures in order to get the ring out of Shrek's body. Meanwhile, Mario also has to keep Rosalina distracted so she won't suspect anything. So yeah, the plot of this video is anything but simple. It's not like the plot's phenomenal or anything, but it is definitely different from what typically happens in SML videos, having it typically be just one setup for a lot of jokes. What I like about this video is that it's funny. Shrek's funny just like always, Mario's funny, Chef Pee-Pee's funny, and heck, even Jeffy's funny. What? Just because Jeffy's my least favorite character doesn't mean I hate him in every single video he's in. And now I know what a lot of people are going to be asking me about. What about the scene at the end? Personally, I thought it was hilarious. The crap wasn't really that gross, and it was funny just how extreme it was. While admittedly I was not a fan of the ending, this video did get me excited for the videos to come at the new house. www.SuperMarioLogan.com. You know, in terms of the story, this one is probably the simplest out of all the entries on the list. As you could probably guess by the title, this video is a parody of the Dr. Seuss story, The Cat in the Hat. Basically, Bowser leaves the house and the Cat in the Hat shows up while Junior's there. And I gotta say, out of all the characters who've only appeared in one video, which actually isn't that many, the cat is probably my favorite. Everything he says has to be in rhyme, and it's pretty funny how it keeps going back and forth between feeling natural and feeling forced.
A Sprite? Well, that's just right. Mayonnaise! Yep. Only on Tuesdays! I know how to juggle. It's really no struggle. Let's watch tennis. It'll help with our fitness.
Wait, that doesn't rhyme!
But the other part about the cat's character is the fact that he keeps messing everything up. And I don't mean making mistakes, I mean making a big mess everywhere. And out of all the videos that had characters just going around making a mess and breaking things, I think that this video did it the funniest. Maybe it's just the cat's voice coupled with his rhyming that makes him destroying stuff a lot funnier than, say, the Koopa Kids doing it. And in the end, Cody kills the cat by doing what you'd expect, forcing him to try and rhyme the word orange. What I really like about that ending though, is the fact that they point out how that cliche doesn't actually make any sense.
Nothing rhymes with orange.
What? Really? Nothing rhymes with orange?
Door hinge. He could have said door hinge.
One minor nitpicky thing I gotta ask about this video though is why is it called SML movie when the length is short enough for it to be classed as a short? Considering the fact that we barely get those nowadays, it probably should have been. But like I said, that's just a minor nitpick. This episode's still pretty enjoyable. www.SuperMarioLogan.com. You know, out of all the videos on my original worst list, one of the ones that I was the most disappointed by was Bowser Jr.'s 3 Wishes, mainly because of the fact that that kind of plot can lend itself to a lot of creativity. I just felt it was kind of wasted in that video. I bring this up because I think that the burger is Bowser Jr.'s 3 Wishes done right. Basically, Jr. and Joseph find a moldy cheeseburger behind the refrigerator and have Cody take a bite of it. They quickly figure out that it's a magic cheeseburger and taking a bite of it will grant you a wish. And that's pretty much all you need to know. They do a lot of creative things with this, and I'm curious as to how many extra plushes Logan had to have on standby to do all these things. The video wasn't amazing in terms of comedy or anything, but it was pretty creative, and I gotta give it points for that. www.SuperMarioLogan.com. I know that this video is pretty recent, but I think it's worthy of being on the list. The Past Machine. This one's pretty interesting. Cody creates a past machine, which just sounds like a time machine with a stupid name, but it's not that. Basically, the past machine allows you to summon any object from the past. I'm assuming making a clone of it because otherwise some things in this video wouldn't make any sense. The video starts off funny when they bring back Abraham Lincoln, only to realize that he's already dead. Then we got a segment that demonstrates that Junior knows nothing about the Holocaust.
I hate shoes. I'm gonna kill all the shoes.
Junior, is that what you think Hitler did?
Yeah, he hated shoes, right?
He didn't like shoes.
He killed shoes?
Yeah, after this video, we're gonna have a long talk, okay?
But things really get good when Junior brings back a dinosaur. Personally, I found the way they did the dinosaur hilarious, having it be just a person in a big derpy costume messing things up. And I love how at the ending part, through his own stupidity, Junior ends up causing the apocalypse and then resetting everything. And in the alternate universe, the machine breaks before they get to use it, which is probably for the best. For everyone except Joseph, that is. His mom still has to stay dead because of that. www.SuperMarioLogan.com. The elevator. Here's an interesting concept for a video. Have Junior, Joseph, and Cody get locked in an elevator and watch them slowly turn against each other. I think one of my favorite things about this video is just how much of an idiot Junior is in it. He does things like constantly throwing stuff at the door in an attempt to open it, and peeing into a cup and then spilling it all over the floor. And throughout the video, Cody's reactions to just how much of an idiot Junior is are priceless. Also, I love how the delivery guy to Long John's Pizza doesn't question the fact that he's delivering pizza to an elevator until he actually gets there. I wish I had some sort of clever way to end this entry, but I don't, so I guess I'll go lock myself in an elevator until I can think of one.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
The Dog Show. This video is really memorable for one moment in the middle of it. Basically, the premise of this video is Junior thinks that he is the best dog ever, and Cody thinks that his dog is better than Junior's, so they enter a dog competition to see who's right. The part of this video that really stands out is the time between when they get to the dog competition and when it starts. The Brooklyn guy goes over and checks everyone's dogs, and no one brought a normal dog. I mean, Cody brought Ken, Joseph's dog is dead, Jeffy brought a hot dog, and Jackie Chu cooked his own dog.
Jesus Christ, what is that? Oh, it's my dog. His name is Fluffy. I cook him. You cooked your dog. Why would you do that?
The rest of this video was funny, but Junior's reaction to Joseph's dead dog, as well as the Brooklyn guy's reactions to all the crazy dogs that everyone brought, are really what made this video.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
While I said I was disappointed by Bowser Jr.'s 3 wishes, it wasn't the video on my worst list that I was the most disappointed by. The video I was the most disappointed by was the grilled cheese. I bring this up because I feel that the fly problem is that video done right. It's strange, apparently Logan really hates this video. I don't know, I always liked it. Basically, Lord Strongbottom, yeah, remember when he was still a character, has a fly land on his donut, and he wants it killed. The crazy part about the fly is that it seems like no one can kill it. Chef Pee-Pee calls an exterminator, who then calls Jackie Chu, and then Tom Brady gets involved, until eventually they call the cops. I think my favorite part of the video has to be when Tom Brady gets involved. He ends up throwing the fly swatter, and the fly catches it, and just throws a bunch of stuff at the fly and misses, and even throws Chef Pee-Pee at one point. I don't have much more to say really, it's just a fun bundle of insanity, all targeting one tiny insect.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Now, for those of you who've seen my top 10 worst SML characters list, you would know that I put Charlie on there. And it's true, I don't find his segments funny when they're just randomly shoehorned into a video where they don't belong. But if it's a video that centers around him, typically I find them a lot funnier. Not only because it's not out of nowhere, but also because I think they put a lot more effort into making his segments funny in those kinds of videos, such as Bowser's video game, or the subject of this entry, Bowser Goes to the Movies. The plot of this video is that Bowser goes to the movie theater to see Charlie and Friends the movie. Now, as I've already not so subtly implied, I do find the Charlie segments in this video funny. You know, the actual Charlie and Friends the movie part of the video. I didn't find it as funny as the Charlie and Friends video game, but it was still pretty funny. Before the Charlie and Friends movie, though, we see a bunch of trailers for other fake movies, and I thought those were fairly entertaining as well. But what holds all of it together is Bowser just being obnoxious in the movie theater. later. It sounds like that would be really annoying, but no, it was actually pretty funny, especially with all of Chris's reactions to Bowser's annoyingness. Somehow, Bowser just yelling and spilling popcorn everywhere just doesn't get old. Also, I might as well end this entry by talking about what always comes at the end, the credit sequence. Seriously, I love how ridiculous the credit sequence for the Charlie and Friends movie is. How it's just Lavelle throughout the entire thing.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Shrek's bath problem. Okay, this might be a bit of a weird one. Based on everything I'd complained about in the past, you must think I'd hate this video, right? I mean, the video has Mario being miserable and gross out with Shrek's crap. Those things are true, but there's one thing about this video that saves it in my eyes. I think it's really funny. Honestly, this video reminds me a lot more of Shrek's big crap than it does of Shrek's crappy wish. The funny part of what I just said is that those of you who are watching who don't watch SML probably have no idea what the difference between the two is. In order to keep from wasting too much more time, I'll just flash some text on screen explaining the two. Anyway, back to the entry. Basically, the premise of this video is that Mario gets locked in the bathroom with Shrek while Shrek's taking a bath. What I think really makes this video funny is that Shrek keeps doing crazier and crazier things in the bathtub while Mario is seriously freaking out at everything that's going on. Also, getting the Brooklyn guy involved didn't really hurt either. Yeah, Shrek's poop is really gross in this video, but the comedy's so good that I find it tough to focus on that one small aspect.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Shrek's diet. Boy, I was really excited when I saw this one. When this video came out, it had been a long time since we had a video focused on Shrek, and an even longer time since we had a good video focused on Shrek. Basically, the premise of this video is that Shrek's cheesecake eating habits have caught up to him, and he has to go on a diet, otherwise he'll probably die. Okay, I might as well address the elephant in the room right now. This video is a blatant rehash of Black Yoshi's in Trouble, but with Shrek instead of Black Yoshi. But while that is true, and while the plot did make more sense in that video than it does here, this video is still pretty enjoyable. What really makes this video for me is Shrek's character. I find it hilarious just how resistant he is to everything that Mario tries to do, even though his own life is on the line. It's that kind of stubbornness that really made him a funny character to begin with. Not to mention, I just love the insane idea of how Shrek has pure cheese coursing through his veins. Not to mention, the Brooklyn guy made a good appearance too. Seeing him panicking over Shrek's imminent demise while Shrek really doesn't care made for some pretty good comedy.
This is cheese.
What?
His veins are literally filled with cheese.
That's exactly what's on.
How are you alive?
Overall, while this video was a bit of a rehash, it was still really funny and I found it really enjoyable.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Okay, when I saw the title to this video, I absolutely lost it. I was on the floor laughing. Bowser Jr. Goes to the Sun is the ultimate answer to a running joke that's been going on for quite a while. For those who don't know, the running gag is that Jr. thinks that the sun is a planet, even though Cody repeatedly says that it's a star. Basically, Jr. submits a Lego stop-motion animation to the Space Channel about him going to the sun. Cody immediately sees this video and hilariously dubs over the video and ends it off on a much more realistic note. Now, while Cody is clearly skeptical of this video, NASA apparently isn't, as they prepare to send Jr. on an expedition to the sun. Throughout most of the video, Cody keeps berating Jr. for basically knowing nothing about space, and it's friggin' hilarious, at least in my opinion. However, towards the end of the video, it looks like Jr. was actually right about everything, as he's about to go to the sun until his space shuttle explodes. And at the end, we get one of my favorite endings in all of SML.
Okay, so it is true that we have gotten some reports that the space shuttle Octopus has exploded upon getting close to the sun. Because that's what happens, okay? Do not be alarmed. This was always the plan. That kid we sent up there was, well, quite frankly, he was a friggin' idiot. Because the sun is not a planet. I want that to be very clear. The sun is not a planet. That was the stupidest thing we had ever heard, and we didn't want him on this planet anymore. We sent him up to the sun to get him out of our hair once and for all, okay? I know it cost us billions of dollars, but in the end, I think it was worth it, and that is all. No further questions, please.
Although this video does raise the question, what other running gags are going to have entire videos dedicated to them?
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Okay, I think I made it pretty obvious that this one was going to be on the list. Black Yoshi's in trouble. Basically, Black Yoshi needs to turn his life around, otherwise he could be spending 25 years to life in prison. First off, I love the fact that Black Yoshi was arrested for stealing blank gift cards. That's just one of the most hilarious crimes out there. This video also gets an appearance from Craig. Granted, it's definitely one of his weaker appearances, but any appearance from Craig is a good appearance. After scaring Black Yoshi away from hell, not with fire and brimstone, but with lack of chicken in Call of Duty, Black Yoshi agrees to turn his life around. A lot of this video is Black Yoshi trying to control his anger, and it's friggin' hilarious. Seeing him sitting there helpless as Toad completely ruins his kill streak on Call of Duty and eats all his fried chicken is really funny. And then there's my favorite part of the video, Black Yoshi working at McDonald's. I just love the argument that he gets into with the customer, who's an even bigger deadbeat than Black Yoshi. And after the court exonerates him, he ignores every single lesson that Mario taught him and just goes back to being lazy and playing Call of Duty. The reason I said that the plot makes more sense in this video is because Black Yoshi going back to his old ways actually wouldn't have any repercussions on him because he already passed the court date. While with Shrek, wouldn't him going back to eating unhealthy still hurt him? I don't know. He survived this long eating nothing but cheesecake. I'm guessing he just never had to work out in the first place. But anyway, back to Black Yoshi's in trouble. It's a funny video with a good plot that really does a good job of showing off Black Yoshi's character.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
The perfect plan's a bit of a weird one for me. On one hand, it is really good, but on the other hand, it doesn't really feel like a Super Mario Logan video. It feels like a weird, non-canon, experimental video. I mean, for God's sake, they use a different plush for Bowser and don't even give him the same voice. I'd say it feels like a guest video, but it's clear it was made by Logan and the gang. I guess they just wanted to try something different. Basically, Bowser has his minions kidnap Mario and tries to use a plan devised by not Cody to kill Mario. The video has a more epic, adventure-type feel to it. It makes it clear that this video takes place in the world of the Mario games as opposed to the world of Super Mario Logan. However, despite having a different feel, the video is still really funny, having a lot of good jokes in it. Overall, this video was really enjoyable while also being pretty weird and experimental. And hey, if they want to try something like this again, I'd be happy to see it, so long as it doesn't become the norm, because it kinda wouldn't be Super Mario Logan anymore then. Although, I swear I'm going to laugh if it turns out that this was just one of the alternate universes in the Stupid and Dumb Adventures, and that this was secretly episode 4.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Bowser's driver's license. This video features Bowser at his absolute funniest. When Junior notices a Doofy the Dragon cheeseburger at McDonald's, he begs Bowser to take him, but Bowser won't take him because he doesn't have a driver's license. So Junior convinces him to take a test in order to get his driver's license. And when Bowser makes it to the driving test, that is when things get hilarious. Bowser is quite possibly the dumbest driver in all of existence, and having the Brooklyn guy as his instructor makes it even funnier. So, what are some of the dumb things that Bowser does in this video? Well, he doesn't use turn signals, hits every single cone the Brooklyn guy tells him to avoid, doesn't use a seatbelt because he thinks he can just jump out of the top of his car if he gets in trouble, yells a bunch of racist stuff at Jackie Chu, takes a call from his mom in the middle of the test and makes the Brooklyn guy take over driving, and doesn't even seem to understand what stop means.
What do you think stop means?
Well, spin tires on pavement.
What? No, it means stop like it says it does.
I thought it was an acronym.
In the end, this video featured Bowser at his absolute best, and I would love to see more videos like it.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Ah, the Super Bowl. A time for everyone to see their favorite football teams duke it out in the ultimate championship of the season. Not for me though, I hate football. But I'm always sure to tune in because the commercials are truly something to behold. And what do you know, there's an entire Super Mario Logan video about Super Bowl commercials. This video is mostly just a bunch of fake Super Bowl commercials with some interludes with Mario, Black Yoshi, Shrek, and even Tony sprinkled in between. The commercials are the highlight of this video. They're all hilarious. You've got kids cereal commercials taken to their logical extreme with Cookie Crisp, the sinister underpinnings of Life Alert, Craig's crazy car dealership, Bowser Juice Extreme, and the really disturbing Doritos commercial. If I were to pick a favorite, I would say Bowser Juice Extreme, because the original Bowser Juice infomercial was on my original best list, and the Bowser Juice Extreme commercial really lives up to the original. That's not to say the interludes aren't funny, because they certainly did have their moments.
Oh my god. I forgot your Kool-Aid.
Okay, alright. I guess I'll drink a Coke. I just might, forget not to shoot you in the face tonight, though.
But in the end, it was really the commercials that made this video something to behold.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
The Purge, aka Home Alone 3. I rewatched a lot of videos in preparation for this list, and this one right here surprised me with how good it was. I never hated it or anything. After all, it was a candidate for this list. It just ended up being way better than I remembered it. Now, this isn't the first, nor is it the last comedic take I've seen on The Purge, but it's definitely a good one. There's just so many things I love about this video. The hilarious tape of Cody's mom getting arrested, Junior, Joseph, and Cody pointing out how The Purge doesn't actually make any sense, Chef Pee-Pee joining the Brooklyn guys' gang of thugs, one of them dressing up like Olaf in order to get in. But the ending is probably the biggest highlight. Chef Pee-Pee and the Brooklyn guy argue over who gets to kill Junior until Chef Pee-Pee kills the Brooklyn guy. And then Chef Pee-Pee proceeds to screw himself over by spending so long explaining why he hates Junior that it runs out the purge clock and he misses his chance to kill Junior. Not to mention, Bowser's reaction to the whole thing is just hilarious.
Survive the purge, you gangster you! And you got you a cat! Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I hired you as my chef.
The video's hilarious, suspenseful, and has a ton of great moments, so it's perfect to kick off the top 5.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
First Grade Part 4 honestly feels like a sequel to Summer School Part 3. And that's certainly not a bad thing, because for those of you who don't know, Summer School Part 3 was number 1 on my original best list. But anyway, back to First Grade Part 1. The video starts off with a segment with Principal Steinbeck, and just like any other segment with Steinbeck, it's freaking hilarious.
Look, I completely understand that you want a non-pedophile as your child's teacher next time. But can anybody give me some suggestions of who could be the next teacher?
But anyway, what's the best way to help first grade replicate the greatness of summer school? Simple. Bring back Jackie Chu. The plot, as I implied earlier, is very similar to Summer School Part 3. But instead of bringing something in to show and tell, the students draw pictures of what they want to be when they grow up. Then they go up to present their dream jobs, only to have Jackie Chu viciously berate them for it. I'm not gonna go over each individual one and the jokes like I did for Summer School Part 3, but I will say they're all pretty funny, especially with Jackie Chu's commentary. Also, one message that's kind of hidden in this video is just how messed up Jackie Chu's priorities are. I mean, he gives D Money an A for wanting to be a pimp, but only gives Emily a B- for wanting to be a cop. Oh, and as for Screwball's appearance in this video, he was pretty funny too. I didn't have a problem with him. This video was awesome and hilarious. It's not quite as good as Summer School Part 3, but hey, that was my favorite video last time around, so I think being almost as good is good enough.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Yeah, I'm putting the entire series on this list. Or at least the first 2 episodes. Episode 3 really wasn't as good, but it was still enjoyable. As one would imagine, this series is a parody of the TV show by the same name. Where do I start with this series? Well, I guess I'll start with the fact that it gets a wide variety of characters, because you need a bunch of different characters as contestants, and they're all at their best. The Brooklyn guy deals out a bunch of questions, and the results are just hilarious, both because of how dumb the questions are and how dumb the contestants are. Not to mention the Brooklyn guy's sarcastic, passive-aggressive reactions to all the insanity that's playing out. I found all the segments in this series hilarious. Well, except for Jeffy. But there are 2 in particular that I really want to highlight. The first one is Black Yoshi's, where he ends up using up all 3 lifelines in order to figure out how a popsicle is normally served, and then ends up getting screwed over on the next question because he thinks that sprinklers are to keep out burglars. The other segment I want to direct attention to is Craig's, where he gets a bunch of questions about famous tragedies, but with each one, there's a really stupid answer choice that ends up getting thrown in. And the Brooklyn guy keeps making fun of how ridiculous the answer choices are.
I remember pretty well. It was 4 planes. Oh, you're sure? You sure it's not 45 or nothing? Because apparently somebody back there thinks that that's a reasonable answer, which we need to have a serious talk about after the show.
It's kind of a shame that this series is over because it was really funny, and there are still more characters they could have done. Junior, Joseph, Cody, Chef Pee-Pee, Bowser, Shrek. But you know what? Even if this series doesn't come back, I'll still be happy if Logan ends up doing something similar to it in the future.
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Okay, let me start this off by saying that number 2 and number 1 on this list were really close together. They're both really good videos for really different reasons. But anyway, without any further delay, number 2 on this list is Bowser Jr.'s YouTube channel. This video is freaking amazing. What is it? Simple. It's Logan parodying YouTube itself. Logan goes through making fun of just about every major video type. Prank videos, vlogs, reaction videos, let's plays, and don't go thinking he's a hypocrite either. He makes fun of his own video type as well.
Yeah, and how would you know when he's talking? You're just gonna wave him around?
Yeah.
He doesn't even move his mouth.
That's a stupid idea, Cody. Nobody would watch videos of dolls. It's completely stupid.
You're right.
Now, one issue I can kind of see with the video is that Logan dedicates way more time to making fun of prank videos than anything else, which I would kind of have an issue with if it weren't for just how good the parody of the prank channels was. Trust me, if you know anything about the prank videos on YouTube, especially if you've seen grade A under A's videos on the matter, you will find the segment on prank videos freaking hilarious. But even outside of the parodies, there's still some friggin' hilarious stuff here. Like how Junior keeps getting beaten up for saying the N-word. That's one of my favorite running gags in all of SML. The only thing I'm really that disappointed about in this video, and even then, it's a very slight disappointment, is the fact that Logan didn't tear into unboxing videos. I mean, come on, that's prime material right there. But like I said, small nitpick. This is one of the best parodies of YouTube I've ever seen. Second to only I Hate Everything's 5 epic ways to be a YouTube celebrity. And when you have satire that good, coming from a guy who you really wouldn't expect satire from like Logan, that is a sign of a great video. The only question is, what could beat it?
www.SuperMarioLogan.com.
Now, since I put the most obvious and predictable entry at the top of the worst list, and since this is the opposite of the worst list, it would make sense that the number 1 for this list would be completely unexpected. Yeah, not even close. Number 1 on this list, I know it, you probably know it, say it with me now, it's The Big Thanksgiving. When this video initially came out and people started asking me what my thoughts on it were, I said it was one of the best videos Logan ever made. And as you can easily tell by its placement on the list, I still stand by that. And the funny thing about that is that this video isn't actually all that funny. Don't get me wrong, it's not humorless or anything, it's pretty par for the course when it comes to a lot of Logan's better stuff. But it's not nearly as funny as the last 3 entries on this list. So if it's not the humor that hits it out of the ballpark for this video, then what is it? Well, I think it's because this video has a really good feeling to it. It honestly feels like a tribute to longtime fans of Super Mario Logan. But anyway, let's get into what actually happens in the video. Basically, the premise of the video is that it's about to be Thanksgiving, and Junior wants to have a big Thanksgiving dinner, and tells Bowser that he should invite all his friends, but Bowser really doesn't have that many friends. Bowser kidnaps Peach to get Mario to come, and summons Craig, because those are pretty much the only 2 friends Bowser has. We get a segment of Chef Pee-Pee needing a turkey, so he gets it delivered with Amazon Prime, but it's still alive, so Woody helps him kill and cook it. There's also a segment with Junior, Joseph, and Cody playing house, which I guess is a premonition of all the sequels to Bowser Jr.'s Playtime that eventually came out. And when Mario and Toad show up, Bowser's really excited to see Mario, which catches him off guard because he thought he came to stop Bowser from doing something evil. But what I think really seals the deal is the final scene of the dinner itself. Every single major Super Mario Logan character there, except for the Angry Birds, Mama Luigi, and I guess Kung Pao, but were there really that many people who missed the Angry Birds and Kung Pao? And let's face it, we're all well aware why Mama Luigi can't be there, as nice as it would be to see him. Oh, and I guess Chef Pee-Pee's family didn't really show up either, but hey, at least they acknowledge it. But they got pretty much everyone else though. Junior, Joseph, Cody, Bowser, Mario, Toad, Shrek, Black Yoshi, Woody, Jackie Chu, Craig, the Brooklyn guy, even Tony and Mr. Pig, who pretty much only appeared in 1 video each within the past couple years. Everyone gets a line of dialogue, and it's nice to see all these characters in the same place together. This video's such a miracle that Bowser's mom, a character who I usually can't stand, was actually really funny here. Oh, and the Mind Bird even makes a reappearance, and they have a funny joke with that. This video is amazing. It's widely regarded as one of Logan's best, and it freaking earned that reputation. While not Logan's absolute funniest, it was still pretty funny, and it was really nice to see all the major characters coming together for a big Thanksgiving dinner. I am Defoffilizer, and I'm starting to realize that I missed a major opportunity by not releasing this on Thanksgiving. Well, better late than never, I suppose. I mean, you'd rather have it out now and not fit with a holiday than me delaying this video an entire year just to have it come out on Thanksgiving. I mean, that's an assumption, but I think it's a pretty fair assumption. And now that I've said that, there's just gonna be one person in the comments saying they wanted the video delayed an entire year just to spite me for saying that. Anyway, this ending segment's gone on way too long, so goodbye, see you in the next video, and good night.